Okay, so da, 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 and present. Okay, waiting for it to load. Okay, there we go. So, hey guys, my name is Jason Carroll, and I was wanting to talk to you guys about the American horseshoe crab and its survival in extreme environments. So, a little bit about the species at first. Its scientific name is Limulus polyphemus. The phylum it's in is Arthropoda. Its habitat is pretty much the east coasts of Asia and North America. Specifically, that's all horseshoe crabs, really, which there is 4 species of. But the American horseshoe crab, as you would imagine, lives in North America. And also, the reason why I chose the American horseshoe crab is because it is actually vulnerable to extinction for several different reasons, which I think is crazy. And I'll tell you why exactly later. So, first off, is why it's vulnerable. The first thing is natural predators and other events like it being turned over in the sun, getting stuck on the beach, and then it getting too hot or not being able to breathe correctly. And that is actually the point of my image here. I thought this was really cool that there is actually a hat about, just flip them. I thought that was cool. Um, that only accounts for 10% of their mortality rate, actually, which I thought was really crazy that natural events for them only accounts for 10% of their death. The other reasons that they often die are people using them as bait for conch and eel fisheries, which there's alternatives to. It just still happens. Human consumption, and being harvested for biomedical research, which I will talk more about later. Now I want to talk to you guys about the anatomy of this beautiful little thing. Okay, so here you can see all of the little individual bits. But the main thing that, or at least I feel one should know, is the main body parts, which is this part here, the big part, the head bit, is called the prosoma. This bit here actually is the part that it's connected to this right here, which bends and it works. It's cool. That part is called the the opistosoma. And then you have this long barb looking thing, which actually won't, it's not harmful in any way. It's mainly just there to help them flip over if they end up getting turned over on the beach. But sometimes that doesn't work. So. And this is called the Teslon. So the reason that it is in the the reason that it is an arthropod is, as you can see, it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 10 in total jointed legs. And I think that's really cool. It has a segmented body and it has an exoskeleton. So I don't know. It has chelicerae right here, which I didn't count with the legs. I just didn't. And then right here you can see its gills. Its gills actually overlap on the underside of it. I think this is cool because at least most of the marine life that I've seen that has gills, their gills are normally on the side. So I just thought it was really cool and really different that their gills are actually down here on the bottom of them instead. And lastly, I wanted to talk to you about the nervous system because I I don't know, I think it's cool. So right here, as you can see, is the brain. Um, I think it's crazy that I don't know why, but I think it's crazy because it's an invertebrate and it has a brain, and I think it's cute. Um, it has its lateral eyes, um, and then it has its cord. And I think the biggest reason that I think it's just so cool the way that this is all set up is just the fact that it seems so small in comparison to the rest of its body, and I think it's cool. It's not a crab, actually. It is actually more closely related to spiders and scorpions than crabs. It's a chelicerate. Um, as you can see, it doesn't have any, and you could see it on the last slide as well, actually. It doesn't have any antenna anywhere. And I think it's so cute. Also, the chelicerae, um, kind of like how spiders and scorpions eat, how they pull the stuff into their mouth. That's actually what these are for. Horseshoe crabs have, and their ancestors have been around for a really long time. Um, the Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission, where I looked at it, said 445 million years, which is it's it's really long. It's I just think it's crazy how many extinctions it's lived through. And I have them listed right here actually. There was the Ordovician Silurian extinction, which was actually 440 million years ago, which that was 5 million years after some of the oldest fossils have been dated. The Devonian extinction, which was 365 million years ago, the Permian Triassic extinction, which was 250 million years ago, the Triassic Jurassic extinction, which was 210 million years ago, and the Cretaceous Tertiary extinction, which was 65.5 million years ago. And right here, I have a photo of a fossil. It was actually kind of hard to find, to be honest with you. Surprisingly, you find a lot of images, but a lot of them lead you to weird places. So, four ways that the four ways that horseshoe crabs are the coolest survivors. I don't know if you can. There we go. They have blue blood, which I will talk about why that's so cool later. It's the first one for a reason. They're able to feed on almost any organic matter. They can live in varying salinities of water, which I personally think is really cool. Um, there's not, at least that I know, which there's not a whole lot of organisms that can do that. And I think that's just crazy. And they're also able to cope with varying levels of oxygen that's in the water, which would have also helped them survive for a very long time. Because I mean, if you think about it, if a body of water were to get sucked up of all of its oxygen, or if a body of water just isn't sustainable for most other marine life, this little guy right here could still go in it theoretically. And I think that's amazing. Why is its blood blue? Now, right here, it's not shown as blue, but this is showing the different parts of the circulatory system. So bear with me. Their blood is actually blue because of hemocyanin. And hemocyanin is, I had to look it up, I'm not gonna lie. The compound actually, it kind of, the way it works is it kind of grabs a hold of oxygen and it helps with it traveling around throughout the horseshoe crab's body. And it's just really cool, if you ask me. Horseshoe crabs are actually important to the biomedical and pharmaceutical community. They are used to test for endotoxins and harmful bacteria in new products. It's not pretty, as you can see. Actually, what they're having to do here is they basically stuck a needle into its heart, and it hurts my heart personally because I think they're just so adorable, and I personally could never do that. And then I have my different works. Okay.